The new linebacker coach, Strait, a guy by the name of Brian Odom. You got any stories? I'm sure you do, fam. You got no BO stories?
You know, he was younger than he was over there with the offense with this. He was over there with the offense basically, so he was over there with pretty much with the number 1 O. So he never was really with us, but no, I never got too many stories about him though. I remember him though, but you know, not nothing just to stick out.
Man, I remember if he was state player of the year, man, he had 275 rushing on us in the first half.
I bet you remember.
Fam, we came in, dog, and it's just like what you said about Boise, dog. We watching Ada on film, and they played Ardmore. They had Cliff Talcahuano, they had Poteet, and Ford, and A. Ford. So we like, damn, man, this white boy running by Ford on him. He ran off on them, too, so we was like, but nah, he ain't gonna do that to us, fam. Yeah. Man, by halftime, he was out the game. We like, damn. B.O. was the real deal, fam. I'm sure you have some stories about him, Roy.
Nah, I mean, I really don't. I mean, Brian was real quiet. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was all about business. You know, wasn't an arrogant nor was he a cocky guy.
He did what he was supposed to do.
Did what he was supposed to do, and he you know, went back to the dorm and did it all again the following day. You know what I mean? So, I mean, he was just a class act dude. I mean, those are the guys that you want on your team.
Yeah. I don't think you met him, Ruth, but he's an awesome guy, man, and he's been coaching up in Missouri now, and you know, glad to see him back in. He played running back, fam. We had so many running backs.
He was Q, all of them over there. So it was, you know what I mean?
I was gonna say because he wasn't in our workout group, and then he transferred like 3 days into camp because we had Q, Keywan, Dante, Ronaldo. So I mean, we had like 4 state player of the year. He was the 5th like state player of the year. So we had all them. But another one, Jalen Hurts, coming to our school. What you think about him, Bama quarterback?
I mean, I think it's a perfect fit for 1 year, basically. You know what I mean? It's basically what he looking for his future. So the best future for a quarterback, you would think, is with Lincoln Riley. And you know what I mean? I think he made a great decision, and I think we made a great decision because it gave Rattler enough time to, you know, let the offense sink in and do what he needs to do for the following years or whatever he's going to do.
What you think about Hurts, Roy?
I mean, I think it's a great pickup for us. Just see what he's done at Alabama. And I mean, that alone, I mean, hopefully, honestly, we're talking about, you know, guys that you need in your locker room to pull guys together. I think he can probably do that just from, you know what I mean? It's the experience and, you know, the coaching from, you know, Saban and just the mentality. Hopefully he can be, you know, infectious in the locker room and, you know, some of that rubs off on the guys so they can have a better mindset, you know what I'm saying, beginning of the season, middle of the season, at the end of the season, you know what I'm saying, staying focused.
I think looking at it, though, man, we needed that guy on defense. We need that guy that's that dog on defense, but he's going to be a guy on offense. They've had that guy for 3 years in a row on offense. Yeah. I mean, you've had Baker Mayfield that'll get the whole – I mean, he was a spunk for everybody, but, I mean, he's a leader in that huddle. Yeah. You don't have that guy. I mean, I like I said, I can remember y'all guys as teams, and, I mean, you had Book that was saying what he had to say. Strait was saying everybody was at attention when those guys spoke. Yeah. And now you don't have that guy on the defensive side where everybody's at attention. You know, somebody will brush a guy off or, man, I don't hear what you have to say right now. I've seen it on the sideline.
Thinking they're talking down when it's like it's just an observation of me trying to help you, brother, you know?
And that was the cool thing about those teams that I watch play is because if Book has something to say, everybody listened. If Dan Cody has something to say, no guy got in their feelings. Nobody said, you know, man, why are you talking to me like that or none of that. It was like, all right, I got you next play. And
because I think it goes back to what Roy was talking about. Everybody knew what they need to do as far as on the film room. When you go out there on the field, you know if you got this gap, you got this gap. It's that simple. You know what I mean?
And you don't want to be that guy that go back to practice and get roasted by everybody.
Don't be that guy. Because if you don't do your job, you're going to make it harder for somebody else.
You don't ever want to be that guy.
Yeah. You practice it, man. Everybody roasting you in there. You're like, damn, man, I can't believe it.
Bricks.
Yeah.
Right. Bricks.
Yeah. So it's just, man, it's one of those things that you hope. Jalen Hurts is a guy that you're going to see the offense change. He's a power run quarterback. So now you're going to see how Lincoln Riley change the game as far as how he's going to use a power run game quarterback because he ain't going to be no sliding like Kyler Murray did. He ain't going to be a guy that's going to be slow as Baker Mayfield. He has a little bit more athletic ability out there in the open field. And he can spin it a little bit. I mean, he's going to be able to run that RPOs.
I mean,
that
with
they
all
did
the
in
5-star
Alabama.
receivers coming in, you're going to have to be able to spin it some because there's too many 5-stars out there. And CD Lamb already doing this thing, Rambo, everybody. You know, they
All you
already
got to do is throw it up and see.
Yeah.
He's a different dude.
Definitely.
Let's give them some prep talk. I think sometimes fans, they know the game or try to understand the game, and I commend them for that. Talk to me about what it's like. I'm going to give you a phrase that I heard, and I'll tell you how I heard it. But let's start with Roy. I told you yours already. So if I tell you the phrase, I'm going to give you $1 so you can think of it. I'm going to give you over Pirate 5 so you can think of it. But Roy, if I call Dime 5, tell me what Mike Stoops would tell you to expect.
Hell, it depends on Dime 5, we're bringing 5 DBs in. Like for instance, at K-State, we'll call Dime 5. They had Aaron Lockett, they had Quincy Morgan. I don't remember the other guys. They had a big, nice tight end. But I mean, it's pretty much there was a speed set on the offensive side. So you better get your track shoes on because it's gonna be a track.
Goes back to what I was saying. Reroute. Boy, them safeties back there, man.
You better carry that damn vertical.
For real though.
It's real.
So,
Vertical.
it's so I mean, we'll have 5 DBs on the field, and it's buckle up because it's they're gonna bring it. They're coming with something. So I mean, it just depends on the sets, and it all depends on their split. So if I'm on the slide and he, what I'm saying, he's
that guy
like 5. He's like 4 to 5 yards from the closest outside lineman or the tight end. He's either he's cutting across or he's gonna run a deep post or he's gonna run a corner route. You know what I mean? So I mean, you break it down to all right. After the ball snapped, what I'm saying, he's running straight. Okay, now he's not running across, so I know he's either running, what I'm saying, a seam route or he's hitting a 7 route. Pick your poison. So I mean, but that goes all back down to film study, and after the snap, after they cross the line, you already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
You run that seam route. I'm always looking for that number 1 receiver. Please cut down. Please,
Yeah.
please stop. Please stop. All right, I ain't gotta
sure.
carry no more. Yes.
Break down dollar for me, Roof. What's dollar mean?
$1. I mean, man, that means what? That was when B. Shelby would come in the game. We would have what? We'd have 3 down linemen, 2 linebackers. We bring in B. Shelby. You'd have 5 DBs out there. So you basically had 6 DBs out there playing. But that was more of your disguise for a bunch of blitzes that you could come either way. You was good in coverage if you drop a DB in one setting as well. But it was more of you're going to hit home on the blitz. All you got to do is play your zones right because they bring in more than they can cover up. We did dollar as well when we did it with Dan Cody, and we bought Dan Cody played pretty much the dollar part and stood up like B. Shelby, and he was a guy that came in and he was blitzing. So it was about the matchups, which you had people that were blitzing, and that's what they did a great job of whenever we played dollar because we know B. Shelby was a great blitzer. And him match up B. Shelby matched up on a running back. He was gonna win, no matter what. He was gonna win. And he was gonna get to the quarterback. And now they play dollar now, and everybody breaks into a zone, and they just sit there and watch the quarterback. Well, you have to match with the receivers with the routes and knowing what's going on. And there's one guy that's gonna be free in the middle that's not gonna match up with him, and he has to find the quarterback, and that's usually the middle linebacker. And so much these guys, the middle linebacker drops so deep, and the quarterback takes off, and he's not even nowhere near close to make a play by the line of scrimmage. DV used to tell us set your heels at 10 for the middle linebacker and look for the quarterback because if nothing comes across and everything goes out, there's nothing in the middle for you. Yeah. You got to wait for the quarterback to come out and break the line of scrimmage because we got everybody covered.
Go find some work.
Yeah, and something come across the middle, take the first person out that's coming across the middle, push him down, then you ain't got to worry about covering him, but because he's going to somebody else's zone. But you can take him.
Yeah.
But you can push him. You can push him off their route though. You can't really take him out. But
man, get the day right here. Boom, clean him up. All right, I'm done with him. What's going on?
So, but that's what I think about dollar though. I mean, it was like one of those where you get to match up and really showcase your skills as far as a linebacker goes. I used to love playing dollar because you get to match up with a guy. I know I have safety help over there. I can be as aggressive as I want. Put my hands on the guy. Safety's over the top of me. I'm good. But now I just don't see how guys play now. It's just it looks a little rough to watch. Yeah. It's tough.
Straight, what you got for me? Over Pirate 5.
Over Power 5 usually cover 2 with that. We got our DBs in. I loved it because I knew it was cover 2, and I knew that if they run anywhere over here, I'm killing all of that. Because I already told Book, listen, if this tight end block down, I'm gone. Either he gonna block down, it's a run to me, or they gonna boot to me, and I got him anyways because he come to my flats.
Right.
So it was always easy for me over there. That's how I always made tackles, and I know the linebackers was coming, so I knew they scream off the top, just like you said. They got to cut off them linemen coming across, so they turn it out, and it's always coming to me, so I'm always out there waiting for it. And I knew I had to reroute good because Book sometimes he get back there and he get in his own world. So I knew I had to reroute. You know what I mean? If it's a pass.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, I got to reroute. So that was always there. But me and him was always on the same page, luckily, because we always had an understanding like, come on, Book, let me see where you at. Check it out. All right, now we good. Now we get to it. But he knew what we was doing when we did it, though.
Well, I only remember that because I sat close to the DB meeting room. So I told y'all off air, but they had the sliding doors, and Coach Mike damn near broke the thing. Yeah. So it was basically off. So I could hear into y'all's meetings. But, man, I tell you what, I learned so much hearing BV and Coach Mike coach y'all up. And I remember hearing, y'all going to laugh at this, how fucking fast y'all would answer the questions. How fast? Who got? They got me. Who got the? You. Who got? I mean, it was lightning. Oh, you're wrong. You're wrong. I mean, it was crazy. Hearing some of that shit is the truth for Roy. I'm sitting here looking like, man, is this like, because I got him in special teams, I was just in there 20 minutes ago, like, damn, like, that's crazy. But anyway, let's get on to the Facebook stories. I'm going to talk about some stuff. Roof, you haven't posted on it, but I got a funny story for you on it. But Strait, you posted one day about a pick 6 that you got on Eric Crouch. Tell me about that.
Oh yeah, that was the Nebraska game. We was number 1 after we beat Texas in 2000. After we beat Texas, Kansas State, then we had a bye week. So we was all kind of like the first quarter, pretty much. It was like we was all out there kind of like zombie, like because it was like a week earlier. But I remember it specifically because I got toasted for the first 6. You know what I'm talking about? I was slaying go. So that's why specifically I was like, I got to get that back. That was my personality kicking in. Like, come on, Strait. That ain't how the game goes. Right. You owe the team one because you know what I mean. You gave that up. You did that. So I was always in my feelings about that because I gave up that 6. So it was pretty much cover 5, cover 2 like that again. But got a good reroute and the dude kind of tried to sit right behind me and Book was coming up cleaning that up. So he didn't really know. Shit, he threw it as soon as I caught it. It was just like going back to offense in high school. You know what I mean? Let's get to the zone, man. After that, shit, let's go.
Roy, you posted on the page that Mike Stoops called you pear-shaped, bro. Well, what was that about?
No, I touched on that earlier when we didn't have no coach at the time after Blake got fired. So yeah, man, we all was chilling lunch. You know what I mean?
The ice cream. I heard something about an ice cream machine that they was wheeling out.
Dude, I don't even remember that, but I just remember that I did, balloon up a little bit, and I
know it was steak and shrimp Wednesdays though.
Dude, we tore
everything was good,
and crab legs. What?
Everything.
So
good.
yeah, I mean, he did, but I mean, it was just. It was the start of, honestly, probably a beautiful relationship. You know what I mean? That I did not know that was going to even happen. You know, I mean, he challenged me every day. You know what I mean? He would tell me every day the best safety he's ever coached was Gerard Cooper. You know what I mean? And he made sure that he pressed on that help. Gerard Cooper wouldn't do that. Why you do that? You know what I mean? And so I always held that in. You know what I mean? It was like, nah, I'm going to be the best safety you ever did. I never told him that. But, you know what I'm saying, I wanted my play to reflect. I wanted to be the best, you know what I mean? And honestly, it's funny because I would never in my mind even think about putting my hands on my coach. But every person I hit, I was like, nigga, I'm always like, this is motherfucking Mike Stoops. I'm going to take your motherfucking head off.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I mean, dude, exactly, you know what I mean? So it's, yeah, he did. He called me pear-shaped, but I mean, it's just, that was just his way of trying to, see how I would respond to his criticism. You know what I mean? And I think I responded well.
Yeah, because he cussed us all out.
All the time. He's the only player. He was the only coach to grab my jersey, and I was on scout team. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I just knew, right? That's right. Hey, I didn't do it wrong twice. I'll tell you that much. Only did it wrong once.
He cussed me out. I'm in the linebacker room. Yeah. He cussed me out. One time I'm not carrying the vertical.
Jawan Rankins posted one about you, Roof, and he said, I can't tell which drink is yours, but he said that you're either a Jaeger bomb guy or Kettle One and Goose. What you can read it. Don't read the last part. We ain't trying to end marriages and shit on here. But which drink is yours on there?
No, Strait used to be on that E&J. I don't know what y'all used to be on.
Jaeger bomb. That's me.
That was you?
No, Jack and Crown.
That was you?
Mine's the Crown.
Okay.
Crown.
Yeah. Talk about that. A little bit of old stories from college.
Man, it was at, I remember it was Lamont Robertson came in. He was a true freshman. And
Buck
came in, and we went to Congo's. We went to Congo's. I was driving a big old red and yellow Dodge with TVs in it. And we went into Congo's, and we were in there drinking. So I picked up the whole tab that night. I don't know how I did that, but picked up the whole...
showing out.
Yeah, we were showing out. So, I mean, everybody was in there, so Bass and all them, so we up in there. So I said, all right, tonight what we going to do is, whatever you drinking, I'm going to pay for, but we going to all take a shot of Crown and down a Crown and Coke. And we're going to do it again the next 10 or 15 minutes. So, bro, we were getting it. I mean, we in there, boom, hitting it. I mean, bumping there. I'm like, hey, man, what you want to drink or whatever? He was like, oh, man, Cavassier.
Hold on, bro.
Damn.
Hey, hold on, bro. I can't even steal that.
That man said, give me a Cavassier.
Out of high school.
I said,
that must have been with P. Diddy and them. That
man said Cavassier. I looked at him, I said, okay, all right. Okay. So, we in there, we all drinking. I mean, boom, we hitting it, everybody getting what they getting, boom, dropping it. We dropping money and all that stuff. So at the end of the night, carry Bup out the club, put him in the truck, and so we driving in front of Congo's. Let the music go, showing out. Next thing I know, everybody pointing at the truck like Bup on the side of the truck.
Out of there. He ain't gonna make it. Like Strait say,
man down.
He ain't gonna make it.
There's no more cool points to be had. He's done.
Next time I drove back, carried Bup up in the dorms, put him down downstairs in the bud. Yeah, I'm not carrying him upstairs, put him downstairs in the bud.
Yeah, he good.
And I go back the next day, look down the side of the truck. I mean, it's just all
everywhere.
Over everywhere, and I'm just like, that was one of our stories, man. We used to go to the clubs and do that. I did that a few times. We went up to Sky Bar, did that a few times up there, but.
Rank ain't one to talk though either. Yeah. He gonna watch this. Rank ass ain't one to talk.
Rank
either.
Ain't one to talk. But everybody got down, man.
They did.
We rocked out that night.
That's what made everybody closer though.
Absolutely.
Everybody party with everybody.
Absolutely.
The whole team, regardless.
Bup didn't make. Bup was a casualty that night, man. I just, I had to look at him a little crazy because that man said Cavassier, and I was like, ooh.
Yeah, you did.
I thought he was a drinker. He wasn't. He was a lightweight, man.
Yeah, I believe it. Hey, let's go to the Twitter questions. I picked out a question for each one of y'all. If y'all don't mind, we'll start with you, Strait. You got Sooner Keith one.
This is actually great.
And if
we was just talking
sign
about.
it for me, and I'll send it to him.
It says, what ultimately convinced you to that OU was the place for you? For me, it was the players. When I came on my recruiting trip, it was Roy, JT, Neil. We all went to house parties. That Chronic 2001 was out. Ooh. So everybody. So I was like, oh man, this is it for me. This is it for me. This is it for me. It's the right type of guys around that I know that I can vibe with out here. And that right there did it for me because I was like, you know what? I'm coming here, and I'm committed.
Roy, what you got?
Mine is at
Boom Soon 2021. My handwriting's terrible.
No, you're good. What player had the best career at OU? And that's a tough one, man.
You can give me 3 to 5.
No, I'm not even going to give you 3 or 5. Because I feel that there was a bunch, but the one probably closest to my heart was after, because Strait got there the year after, but we had Coach Shepard, Derrick Shepard.
Yeah.
Coach Shep. After he passed away, we had Sterling up there a lot, and I felt like that was he was like our little brother. We took him in. Practices, ate with us.
That's a storybook right there.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Yeah.
Funny story is Derrick Shepard came and picked me up on my recruiting trip from the airport. I got off the airplane. It's like 30 degrees. I got off the airplane with shorts, and I was like, they were like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Man, I came from Texas. It was like 80 degrees."
Yeah.
But he let me use his trench coat actually for the whole trip. it kind of let me know what kind of person he was. You
Yeah.
know, even though I didn't get to be
solid.
here with, you know what I mean?
Yep.
He really, I was like, wow.
Yep.
That's
And so, you know, being able to, you know, have Sterling around and just, I mean, that just the bond and the family and brotherhood of OU former players and current players, and to watch, you know, Sterling go through high school and then go to OU and just, you know, shine there, and now he's, you know, shining in the NFL. I mean, I just personally, I mean, to be able to be there to watch him grow as a young kid into the man he is now it was awesome, you know. So
yeah, for real. That's real. Roof, what you got?
You should ask me that one. You should ask that one last. At Diet Adam asks, who had the worst fans to play in front of?
oh shit.
If y'all want to comment on it, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, it's to me, it's a tie to Texas Tech and OSU, man. I mean, OSU threw batters at.
I think just because they fans are so close,
man.
both
It's
of those
terrible.
stadiums, the fans are like,
And they was there before the damn game.
Yeah.
The student section was there before the game. When we walk out in sweats, you know what I'm saying? They out all throwing tortillas.
Drunk.
Yeah, the game Rashad Woods got wide off on. I mean, I remember that game. That's why I hate going to Stillwater, hate OSU for that reason. They threw batteries. They hit who they hit? Lynn Magruder with a battery. And Bobo was about to go up in the stands. Police had to stop him from going up in the stands. And
battery.
Yeah,
crazy.
and I mean, we would be in the defensive huddle. The guy had a cowbell, ringing a cowbell in the middle of it, and they hanging right over in the middle of it. I mean, it was just, they were close. They were rude. They knew everything about everybody. They was saying some stuff to Dusty about, hey, Dusty, you gonna come steal my keg, and all kinds of crazy stuff, man. It was just, it was a crazy atmosphere. I mean, but I really didn't like going to Stillwater. I mean, it was just one of the worst places to go, as well as Lubbock. Lubbock is have to be right up 1A and 1A, 1B, man, because Lubbock, they was throwing tortillas. It's just, I don't know, man. It was the worst. I think Stillwater too. Whenever we got off the bus, smelled like pig. That pig shit. Right when you come off, burn the hair nostrils. I mean, right when you came off, it just stunk. So that's why Stillwater be mine.
And then I think, man, that Holiday Inn we stayed in Stillwater used to butcher our food before the game, fam. It was terrible. Anyway, let's go on. We got a special subject. Obviously, lost a teammate, Brandon Everage, very, very near and dear to all of us, man. I mean, circumstances being what they are. Straight, if you don't mind, tell us a little book story.
Me and Book got, so many, because we came in together as red shirts. He was a quarterback. I was an athlete, I guess they said. But he used to be a quarterback over there practicing with Josh Hype and them. But his nails used to be like so. I don't know why he kept his nails so long. So every time he threw the ball, all you heard was that. But he could, everybody know he could throw that ball though. He could spin it. But once I was like, "But why you keep your nails so long?" He's like, "Man, I don't know. I just like it like that." But if you know Book, you can't explain half the shit that he do out there. But it get done. Whatever it is, it get done though. Yeah.
What you got, Roy? I know you got something up your sleeve.
You know, I mean, Book was a special player, man. You know, I remember all the time Coach Ship, they would send Coach Ship to go get Book in morning workouts because Book would not get up. He would be asleep in his room, and Book did not want to work out. That was one. But two, I mean, it was just him just being on the football field and watching him. It's not that, how can I say this and not sound crazy? I would feed off a Book.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think most of them.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean? And
absolutely.
it's just, it wasn't that I needed that, but it was just one of those,
It was comforting to have.
It's about
Absolutely.
we about to get it on. You know what I mean? And it was just one of those deals. I would look at him. He had that look in his eye, and it was just like, you know what?
You knew he came to play.
Yeah, you knew he came to play, and it was one of those feelings like, if you ever made a special play and you looked up and you seen a family member there, and you're just like, yeah, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's the look I always got.
Like,
yeah, it's like genuine love, like, you know what I mean?
No.
And that's what every time I think about Book, that's all I think about. I mean, he was a dude. I seen this dude get bent up like a pretzel, ankle all just crazy.
Jamar Toombs?
You know what I mean? No, not even Toombs. It was Air Force. I think it was an Air Force game or whatever game. I mean,
They have
ankle.
that thick grass
Yeah,
out
you know
there.
what I mean. Wrapped up that ankle and got back on the football field, and I'm like, dude, you know what I'm saying? I would anything this dude needs from me, I'm there for him. You know what I mean? It's just like, how can you not want to suit up and play with a guy like that comes on the football? He's playing hurt. You know what I mean? Book played hurt damn near
every
game,
every practice.
I would pop his shoulder out.
Yeah.
Man, I see pop his shoulder out, come to the sideline, Jim will pop it back in, boop, right back
Right
out.
back out.
Yeah.
Didn't skip a
What
beat.
what you got, Rue?
I mean, famous book word, she. I mean, my thing, like Roy said, I mean, this was his attitude and his approach to the game.
Yeah.
Watching him play from the sideline, whenever he made a play, everybody knew. Is this his? I mean, he has so much emotion, so much passion for the game. And I played with passion in high school, but watching him do it whenever I got on the field, I'm like, damn, I want to play like that dude's doing when he's out there. Whenever all the plays he made, Seneca Wallace came in there as a Heisman Trophy.
Shut him down.
Yeah.
And man had like, I forgot how many tackles, but had interception after interception, and he was just putting people out. And man, every time, he would jump up. He would headbutt everybody.
Yeah.
He was just the ultimate just.
It was contagious.
It was contagious,
Yeah.
and whenever I got on the field, it was like, I want to do the same thing. I want to play just like that dude played, because he can tell he loved the game. He loved everybody he played with, and he gave it all he had.
Yeah.
And another story I got is, remember when he came back from one summer, he was running ramps. That boy Book stood at the back, at the middle level, and when everybody came back down, he ran back down, and he was just doing that huffing and puffing like he was really running. He did it the whole time, and then they told Book, "Hey, Book, you gotta stay. You gotta do these ramps." Shit, that's all he said. And he dipped off.
It's crazy that he even attempted to try to do that again, because he got caught when I was there.
That was his thing. That's why he used to put Coach Ed halfway up there, because I was like, you know what, we ain't doing no more.
Dude, just get it over with, dog. You know what I mean? The one thing I hated was gassers. That was the only thing I hated doing when it came to running. I can do the hills with the sled. I can do
Them
the
triples,
ramps.
though.
I can do the stadium stairs. But when it came to doing those gassers,
Over.
hey, come back in.
Come back at 3, big dog.
Come see me.
So my deal with Book, I didn't even know him really. First of all,
big name for everybody.
that boy James Durrell. What up, James Durrell? My name is James Douglas.
Boy coming Rufus Red.
Oh, Chief Ronnie Stromboni. Oh, you like what?
Always.
Out of anywhere.
You need Jason Carter candy.
Yeah. Oh, young kid. That was my roommate. We need to have him on. But so the Book story. I really didn't know Book, and I worked out in your group before I got there, and I actually got to play as a true freshman. Well, the first time I remember seeing him was like right before the Tulsa game, and y'all know Book, man. You see Book with his shirt off, you like, I don't know, is this dude elite? Like what? No, you're right. No, not at all. But hear me out. So it's before Tulsa, and we on the AstroTurf, and man, Book, you talked about him throwing. Man, Book pick up a damn football, 50 yards. I'm like, okay.
Easy, though.
But then he punt that hoe, and it was 50 yards, and I'm like, damn. Then he put it on the tee, kicks the bitch off, 30, 50, 40. You know what I'm saying? You're like, damn, this dude is a super, super athlete. So, the first year goes by, and then the second year, I think I played that Iowa State game was our freshman year. And then the sophomore year, when we came back, y'all going to love this one. Fam, do y'all remember when we got on the plane for Bama, right? And you know how time consume, or Bob, if the plane leaves at 2, Roy, the plane leaves at 1:59. I mean, you in there, anybody, fam, we sitting in the plane at 2 o'clock, 2:15, 2:30. We looking around like, what are we waiting on? Fam, Book walk on in a and it's it's business. It's supposed to be professional. Yeah, everybody's supposed to have slacks in the polo, right? Book walk on in damn jeans and a Coogee shirt. You know what I'm saying?
That was Book.
45 minutes late. We take off, we go down, we beat Bama. And the week before Strait, Bob didn't let him be a captain. You remember that? Yeah. And we went down to Bama, and this dude, late, he had got pulled over for some bullshit in here in Norman. So he gets pulled over. open container or something like that. Something like that.
On the way to the thing.
Bob takes him down there. We hear nothing about it, Roy. We get back to the first team meeting the following, and he's just talking up Book and blah, 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 blah. And he said, you know what? I wasn't going to leave Bama without Book. And I tell y'all what, since I wasn't going to leave him, he's a damn captain now. And everybody just went crazy, dog. Did you remember that? No, it was crazy. It was just so crazy to see that one person. And that was where, and y'all could probably attest to this, but, 5 stars are treated differently. But that was one point where that was the only dude that I saw at that point that was not a 5-star that was treated differently. Straight up. There nobody else, anybody. Dog, we back in Norman watching that game game while everybody else in Tuscaloosa. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. I mean, so let's switch. That was a good story. Let's go to recruiting. Straight, how much do you follow recruiting now?
Not too much. I like to see them once they here and, signed and done and all of that stuff. But I'm excited about to see how the defenses and stuff, basically how the defensive stuff is going to pan out in the spring game and all that. Because just to see the way, if they have better chemistry or playing faster out there, because that's all you want out of a defense. And they didn't look like they were playing fast last year. So I just hope Grinch get them to that level. Or at least they look like, okay, now we're getting, somebody is looking like, all right, we could get out there and D up somebody, finally.
Roy, how close you follow?
I don't.
Recruiting, right?
I don't, because it's like, I don't want to get emotionally invested in it, and if something doesn't go right, then I'm all, what I'm saying, you get all hurt.
The kids switch their minds.
Yeah, I mean, it's like... I don't. I know of some of the guys that they're, possibly wanting to get because I'm up there and talking to some of the folks. But, I mean, just to piggyback off of D Strait, it's like, you hope that they get back to the point of playing worry-free. Yeah. You know what I mean? And just flying around and having fun. You know what I mean? And it's just... They're not there yet, and I don't know what's going to get them over the top. I mean, it's totally different from when we played. We didn't have social media, you know what I mean? People telling you how good you are or are not, you know what I mean? So, and just another thing that piggy off Rufus is as a fan, you don't feel right picking on some of the kids that are playing because you feel like you're an adult and they're just a child. You know what I mean? Yeah. But you want to give that heat to a coach or something. So I mean, sometimes you just got to call a spade for spade. If a fool ain't playing right, then the guy ain't playing right. You know what I mean? There's guys that get beat on this team currently, and they hang their head, and then they ain't worth the plum nickel. Back when I played, you give them a play, you take it personal, like, I'm not going to let that happen again. My bad.
I gave up that 6, that slang goal. Yeah. I'm like, I did that. That's on me. Yeah. I got to make that back up for the team.
And that's all about being accountable. You know what I mean? And there's a lack in the locker room of people being accountable.
Yeah. Roof, what you think? Recruiting.
I mean, I don't follow it. I mean, I retweet whenever somebody, gets or whatever. I mean, but I don't.
He's a tweeter, yeah.
Yeah, I don't follow it to say, hey, this guy's coming, he's going to be special or whatever, because you want to see what somebody's going to do whenever they come, when they get here, because you understand that monster when you get there and have to go through the workouts and all that stuff. Because I remember when I came, and I mean, I went through the whole summer, worked out with Coach Ed, and I remember Strait and those guys killing it in the weight room. I remember guys doing box jumps that was just out of this world. I remember getting beaten sprints by Tommy and
what's going on? 60 pounds on you.
I mean, after a while, Jamal Brown was beating me down the field, and he was an offensive lineman, and I couldn't keep up with that guy. And I'm just like, I'm never gonna put it on a guy to come into college and be like, oh, I'm looking for this guy or whatever. I wait to see what they do once they get on the field and how they react to the environment and what's coming, and you understand if he a dog and he gonna bite back, or if he gonna be one of the ones that
tuck his tail.
Gonna tuck his
because
tail.
Those stars don't mean shit. Really.
Mean
Once you get to college, none of that shit matters. Just like in the league, when you get to the league,
straight up,
that shit in college don't mean nothing. But at the same time, you gotta want to be it. If you in college, you fighting for. You should be fighting for a team, but
you gotta be. And what I learned was you gotta be about that life. And the only guy I ever seen that came in as a recruit, and I said, man, I'm gonna wait till he get here to see what he's talking about. And that was Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
And I watched that man run out there in the workouts. And he did that workout. He walked out. He said, that's it? And I said, oh, shit. I said, that dude, he about that. And then I watched that man make another man that came early go ahead and switch to the defensive side, and that was DJ Wolf. He was like, man, I ain't going to be able to play behind that guy. And he
Tashard Choice transfer.
Yeah, Tashard Choice transfer, go and play for the Cowboys for a while. Adrian Peterson was that type of guy, but I have not seen another guy like him come in and be able to do the things that he's done and, you know, and mesh in with guys and wasn't even about him. He was a guy that came in and he fit in with the team.
I mean, we had just lost to LSU in the national championship the year before, so it wasn't like the team was garbage or nothing. It was just like
he fit in with everybody, man. He was one of the most humble dudes that I've seen, and I've watched a bunch of superstars come in here and don't even humble themselves, and they come in and just think they the it thing, and they invented football, or like OU football needs them and stuff. And I saw a guy this year get humble. I mean, 5-star guy. You get humble out there on the field whenever you think you're more than what
between
you really
them lines
are.
Don't lie though, man.
Yeah.
Don't lie out there.
So I follow it pretty close. Y'all know me. You know, obviously training.
We get our information. What you mean?
Well, we'll talk a little bit more about that. You know, we have in short, what Strait's talking about we have a Facebook group. So it has over 400 former players in it. Proud to say I started, but I'm just proud that y'all are involved in it, man. I
don't have
proud.
Facebook, man.
I know you don't. Yeah. So I'll just screenshot it to you. But yeah, I really am. I really do thank y'all for being involved. And then, you know, I got into training a few years back. You know, I've helped about 5 kids that I count on the roster that are on OU. 3 of them, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all, 3 of them were linemen and they already had it set. One lineman I really helped, and that was about 4 or 5 years ago. And then one, you brought up Adrian, but one of the tailbacks from Millwood I worked with this year, and I don't even know if I've talked to you about that, Straight, but he reminded me a lot of AD.
I remember when I went to your gym.
Yeah. Okay.
You had to work out out
the kid just is explosive. You know, obviously the OU coaches saw the same thing I saw, but he got offered by everywhere in the country. But I think just, again, you know, my thing, and it'll lead into my next question. I always, you know, a workout's a workout, but I always bring them kids. When my thing is I wanted to get Marcus around Adrian. Yeah. I want to get Logan around Bronson Irwin at the time. You know, I want to get them around guys that have been there, that understood. So to my next question, it's 2 questions. 1, how important is experience for you? And 2, what does OU mean to you?
Experience is very important because, like I said, it's no better learning curve than experience, because you know you used to it when you're out there. If you out there and been through the situation with the players or whoever it may be, then you're better off with the situation because you're ready for it and you know how to handle it. And to what was it?
Second question. Damn.
Oh, it means a lot because OU was it actually gave me a start. Like I said, I never played cornerback until I got up to OU. Actually, Mike Stoops taught me everything about corners, so everything I learned pretty much is what he said. It was concrete for me because I didn't have to change anything. You know what I mean? So as far as that, Oklahoma means the world to me because actually it gave me an opportunity to come to school, to get a degree and all of that, but to play with a great bunch of guys like y'all and everybody, and just to be a part of the tradition of OU is special in itself, actually.
Yeah, Roy, what you think?
What was the first one?
Yeah, that's all like.
Damn, you making me forget. I'm just over here zoned the hell out.
Yeah.
What was the first one, Rue? My
It
fault.
was experience. How much
Experience. Thank you.
Oh, so experience. I feel that experience is the greatest teacher of it all. You know, especially being an athlete. You know, it honestly depends on the pedigree of the person. If you have that dog in you, and you don't, you know what I'm saying, and you're competitive, and you want to take your game to the next level, you know what I'm saying, your losses on the field will become wins with the experience, because you know what people are going to try to attack, and you're going to involve and be better. The experience is most definitely key, you know, and honestly, the experience should not only be your experience; it should be an experience of people watching you on how you prepare for the game. And then what does OU mean to me? I mean, OU means a lot, you know. I mean, I love my university. I mean, regardless of who the coach is or not. I mean, this university has a lot of need to, you know, be able to, you know, grow me into, you know what I'm saying, I feel a decent human being. And I mean, it means so much to me that I mean, I'm a 2-time donor. You know what I'm saying, to the university. You know, and it's just, and that means a lot to me because it's not even about the money. It's about the fact that I had the opportunity to be able to pour back into my school. You know what I mean? So that's what that's.
Ruf, what's your thoughts?
I mean, experience-wise, I mean, like these guys saying, man, it's everything because playing in high school, I had to earn and get everything that I got. I never played linebacker until I got to the University of Oklahoma. I mean, Coach Venables, like straight. I mean, I learned linebacker from him, and everything I learned and picked up was from guys that was here. The experiences that I got from guys that were playing, the attitude that Brandon Everage went about playing the game and how he played it. That was an experience for me that I took to heart whenever I was able to step on the field. The way guys went about learning the game and took their craft serious, and the weight room and the film room, and I learned a lot from Teddy, Gayron, Lance Mitchell, and the way they approached the game and their how they kept on working on their craft and how they stayed after they did like a 2-hour workout, would stay and do ball drills and catch tennis balls and do all this stuff on the jugs and stuff. And you're like, man, you know, if you're gonna be serious about doing it, I mean, you gotta learn. You gotta have that guy that's that dog that'll make everybody else join in and want to be great at what they're doing. And that's what, for me, my experience was that. And I mean, the reason I came to OU was because of that. Because my recruiting trip wasn't nothing special. I mean, nobody was here. It was whenever y'all was getting ready to play against Arkansas. And it was the everybody went home for Christmas, so it was it was just us. It was just the guys, man, and that's what really. That's why I came here. Is just because I mean it was about football, and I just liked the coaching staff, and it was all about ball for me. And I didn't know nothing about the university at that point in time, but it was about. I mean, again, it was really about the guys. And Gayron Allen shot me straight. Yeah. Whenever I came on my recruiting trip, he said, "Man, this shit gonna be tough, dog."
Yep.
It's hard, man. It's hard. Workouts hard. You grind every day. Coaches are tough. Yeah. I mean, he was an honest dude, and I just like, you know what? My high school coach was like that. I earned everything I got. And Coach Venables told me, if you want to come here, he said, I'm gonna recruit every day to replace you. And if you come out here at OU and you compete and play on the field at OU, you can play anywhere. You can play with anybody in the country. You can play in the NFL. And he didn't speak any truer words that day. And I decided to come here. What OU means to me, I mean, like a lot of these guys say, man, it's not even about the coach that's here. It's about the guys that come in and if they ever buy into the culture and what OU is and what it stands for, and the people that came here before you. I mean, I had the privilege of meeting George Cumbie and sitting down and talk with him. I've done camps with him and sit down and really, he's a really good, great human being, man, and he was a really good dude. I mean, I've done things with Thomas Lott, and that was guys that played years before I played, man, and it's cool. And when I got to campus, got to talk to Jackie Shipp, and he would tell me stuff about playing and about linebacker, and he wasn't even my coach. So I've gotten around a lot of older guys that, you know, Dewey Salmon would sit there and talk to me. He was like, man, you should really, he would tell me things, you should really get into coaching and stuff. You have a good presence around kids. You talk to kids the right way. I mean, Steve Owens helped me with my business. And he, like I said, it's really a family whenever you get around all the other guys. And from those guys really helped me with my life after football, with business and stuff, and what I want to do with getting commercial deals or whatever. And it's always a guy's brain you can pick and things. So OU just means the world to me, man. I got my family's here. I came back here after football. I'm around the program. I try to talk to some of them young kids and tell them, hey, man, you have to really buy into the environment of what OU is, and it'll mean a whole lot more to you whenever you get on the field. You'll end up loving playing football for the people that's in the stands. Even though they're hard on you, they're critics of you, but, man, they just want to win at football. They want, at the end of the day, all they want to do is win and want to be a part of a championship organization and a championship school. And the guys before me showed us how to do it. I mean, Derrick Strait, Roy, Book. You go on down the line. Tommy, all those guys showed us how to win. So when we stepped on the field, we knew what the hell to do. Yeah. They had guys that showed before me. Like Curtis Lofton was behind me, and there was things I would sit there and tell Curtis. was things that Gayron and all those guys told me, and so it just kind of melted over, and you learn, those guys learn how to lead other guys, because you have to leave an imprint on the younger guys.
Yeah.
And if you ain't leaving shit at the end of the day, the reason I think the defense as well is at a position where it's at, because nobody's leaving back anything that's leaving here from the defensive side. Yeah. Nobody's investing in the guy that's behind him and teaching him shit, and that guy can say, well, I can follow his lead because he's doing it right, because right now nobody's doing anything right. They're not covering, they're not tackling, they're not doing anything. So they got to invest in this university and understand what was there before them and what right now defensively what they're tarnishing. I mean, for me, that's what I say. What they're messing up is they don't realize what this university used to be defensively to really kind of let it sink into the head.
Because that's the part that defense.
Absolutely. Got to have it. A few more questions and we'll get up out of here. But and I want to say thank you to Roy. What you talked about, my visit was a month after yours. Roy was back. He's about to go top 10 and back taking us to basketball games, telling us to get ready for workouts and how hard the shit was going to be. Nobody was partying. And it was real. So let's end with this. Who taught you? You brought it up kind of, so you kind of answered it. But who taught you at OU? And do you have any advice to future Sooners?
Who you mean taught?
Like what players did you look up to?
What was it? Pee Wee Woods and Mike Woods. They was my guys that was here. They was the two seniors that was here. Pee Wee, Mike, Marvin Shoulders, Brent Jones. You know what I'm talking about? Ante. You know, all of those guys were still there, and with Roy, and you know what I mean. So it was like, it was a mixture of kind of older and new, but everybody was at that age where it was like, you know, let's get on the same page and do this shit together. So it got to the point where it was like, it doesn't matter who's out there, but we're going to have the best out there, and we need you to do this, your job, to keep, you know what I mean, to keep all of us together, and shit, that shit worked.
Advice to future Sooners, what you got?
Be coachable, basically. That's if you're coachable, then the sky's the limit, because you forever be changing your craft, and it's always something all of us can learn. Like, you never stop learning. You should never stop learning, so just be coachable.
What you got, Roy?
I would say, all the DBs, of course. I learned, I think some of the best advice that I ever got was from Ghana Joseph.
Yeah. Ghana.
And he, because I was playing in 98, and I had 2 stretch fractures in my lower back, and he told me I was getting ready to come back, and if I'd have came back, I'd have used up a year of eligibility. And he was like, Roy, you should just take the red shirt, because who knows if Blake is going to be here. And so I listened to him, of course. He was an older guy. Yeah. This OG, so might as well listen. So, I redshirted, and sure enough, got rid of Blake. And then I had all my years with Bob, and I think that was, very important, because, if it could have went totally disastrous if I didn't, And so I would say Ghana Joseph, of course, Ante Jones, Torrance, Rocky, Jeremy Guess, Corey Callens, Ramon Richardson, Marcus Cretion.
Rocky D. Bright.
Yeah, Rocky. Yeah. There was so many. It was just so much wisdom on that team of people that have lived life and has done it before me. I was fortunate enough to come into a situation where we weren't good, and then we started seeing success, and then and then everybody started buying in, and everybody that bond, everybody formed that bond. So it was, that. Those are, damn near the whole team, even the offensive guys. Little Mike Skinner. Mike Thornton. You know what I mean? Little Mike Thornton, dude, he's like 5'2". You know what I'm saying? He was a beast. You know what I mean? No lie. There were just so many different. We had so many different characters that, that I was able to take a piece of their game and their knowledge and put it into mine. And it's so funny, because it's like, I wasn't scared, but I never wanted to be one of the first people running out the tunnel. Mm-hmm. I was always in the back. I literally was. I was like, nah. I don't even want this attention. You know what I mean? I would always be in the back. Hell, I was a captain, and I never did. I never went out on the field for the coin toss. You know what I mean? I was just a different type of dude. I didn't want that attention. I just wanted to play football.
That's how I got. You know what I'm saying? Because after he left, it was like me and Book now was supposedly, but I always was looking up to Roy, because it was like, like he said, you don't have to be out there rah-rahing and all of that shit. If you go out there and do what you're supposed to do, the way you're supposed to do it, then it's going to speak for itself.
Take care of itself. And then for the young recruits coming in, I mean, yes, be coachable, understand the legacy. You know what I'm saying? Do enjoy the process. You know what I mean? And then when you make the decision on wanting to come to OU, I mean, invest in it. You know what I'm saying? Understand the legacy, which, you know what I'm saying, that you're getting ready to join. And then picture yourself being a part of this legacy. And what imprint are you going to leave? Are you going to leave this university better than you came in? Or are you going to leave it worse? You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's literally, I mean, do you want to add, you know, another national championship, or you don't? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what are you coming here for? You know, so when you make that decision, then sell all out. You know what I mean? Don't get comfortable in being mediocre.
No doubt. What you think, Ruth?
Which part?
Both advice and you know, just everything. What you think?
I mean, I learned from a lot of different guys, man. Like I'm with a lot of these guys. Like, we watch a lot of old films on watching Torrance play and watching Rocky play and watching the way those guys approach the game and how they play downhill and playing attack football. I learned a lot from Teddy, you know, just like I said, the learning, the film study. I watched from book, learning how to be, the attitude of how to play this game sometimes. Somebody got to be an enforcer on the field. So if you don't have that guy that's the enforcer, then you're going to get ran over. So you have to have that guy you look up to. I mean, Jackie Shipp, you know, you get the knowledge from him. I mean, one thing I learned from Jackie Shipp is how the linebacker helps out the defensive line. I mean, getting the double teams off of him and all that. I mean, although his approach on how he got it to me was a little different. I mean, he cussed me out like, hey, where the hell you at?
Yeah.
But, you know, my defensive lineman want to make a tackle too, so what the hell you waiting on? He can't hold the guy all day. So you learn different things and you piece everything together. I mean, and then the chess part of football I learned from Coach Venables, man. He was a chess player out there, and he picked up on every little sign and look at cues and different things, alignment, what guys do when they out of position and they're doing things different. That's what I mean. Like I said, if you come to OU, you learning from a lot of guys, and you have to soak up all the knowledge, and you can't be sensitive to getting this knowledge because guys, I mean, there's guys before you that built this, and for the incoming guys, I mean, again, OU gonna be here whenever you leave. Yeah. There were great players that were there before you came here, so you have to come in and really want to be a part of this and soak up this knowledge and want to be that guy. And the hardest thing about getting into college is waiting your time and learning from somebody else. Everybody wants to come in and be a know-it-all, and I had all these stars and stuff in high school, and I was the guy. You have to learn that maybe you were the man at your high school, but you come into college, all of a sudden, you ain't the man no more. Everybody that's come in here was the man, especially at OU. They were the man at their high school. They was the dominant. They was the dominant player at their high school. And so when you coming into college, you're no longer the most dominant player anymore. Because there's guys in here that's gonna hit you in the mouth. If you're a big time running back, there's linebackers that's 250 pounds that's about to hit you. There's defensive linemen that's about to get at you. If you're the top offensive lineman, there's a Dusty Dvorak that's in there pushing you in the backfield, or a Tommy Harris you got to block. Or you have to block a Dan Cody. If you're a big-time wide receiver, there's a Derrick Strait over there jamming you up on the line. How the hell you going to learn how to start doing that? You got a Roy Williams hitting you in the mouth in a spring game out there, and they throw you the ball in the flat, and he out there putting that hat on. Right? Stop playing. So you're going to know, like, you're going to learn soon. You like, man, damn. Them boys either they're hitting, one, they hitting, and two is like, shit, either I'm gonna either fold or I'm gonna get up and, you know, get on my P's and Q's and learn how to play this game and be a student of the game. And the biggest thing is being a student of the game. Yeah. If you want to play this game, you're gonna have to learn. Athletic ability is out of the window whenever you get here. You could be a super athlete and never ever see the field ever, because you don't have the knowledge to play the game. Now, I watched plenty of guys come here that were superstars. Michael Hawkins. Oh, man. So many guys that came here that were superstars that could really had all the talent but didn't want to work, didn't want to put in the time at all. And that'll hurt you career before you even get started.
Yeah, I'm seeing some guys, Trent Smith, Lance Donnelly, Chris Chester. Chester, what I don't think was here yet, but those guys really helped me. A bunch of coaches.
Has the longest career out of everybody.
Yeah, how about that? Straight's over here twitching because we're showing the 2000 Nebraska game.
I just got burnt.
Yeah, it happens because you're going to make the other play. But, hey, we got to go quick. My producer's got a movie to get to. But, hey, we got to end with a Schmitty story. What's up with the Smitty story, Strait?
Me and Smitty, we always had a good arrangement, man. I always made my times, and he always let me go. So I didn't make my time one time because I fucked around and ate drunk a 7-Eleven slushy on the way up there, fucking around. You know what I'm talking about?
Lost.
Got up there, took that L. Everybody was looking like, Strait, what you doing? I'm like, man, I'm no good. I'm no good, Smitty.
No, nothing, Roy? You just going to end it like that?
Yeah, I mean,
nothing nice to say. Don't say nothing at all.
No, I love Schmitty. No, I love Schmitty to death. I mean, Schmitty was the person that called me and was like, hey, would you mind, donating back to the school and, investing in it? You know what I'm saying? Your guys' is,
weight room.
like the weight
I hate
room
you
stuff.
for that.
So, I love Schmitty. It was just, like I said before, the only thing that I did not like was gassers. Yeah. And he would just come up behind me and like, hey, I'll see you later on because you got to come back. And then you got to run 40 gassers. Yeah. Like, what? Or down and backs. Like, whoa. You know what I mean? But, no, I love Schmitty to death, man. Schmitty's the homie.
Roof, what you got? I know you was a workout warrior, though.
I was a workout warrior, but, man, coming to my junior and senior year, it was like there's nothing I can do that was good enough, but nope. The stories for Schmitty, man. Like I said, I remember whenever Hakeem Millington came in, and he was an offensive lineman, 300 pounds, and he put 145 on the bar, and Hakeem Millington couldn't get it, and he said, "Damn, big dog, you 300 pounds? We can't get 135. Get up."
You out of there.
Man, get up and get out, man. And it was like that, man.
The weight room, dog.
Yeah, man. Schmitty was that guy that would tell you go home, man. Yeah. I've never seen grown men break down until the day whenever you walk in and you get done with the first half of workouts, and he said it's not good enough. Leave, please. And everybody's like, Schmitty, no!
Please!
But tell the truth, though, let that next group come in. When they come in, they see your face, like what they looking like.
Y'all ain't gonna make it.
Come on, bro! I ain't even got in the building yet.
Y'all ain't gonna make it. It's funny because it's sad. It's real shit.
It got to the point where Schmitty would hold the other group in the
so he couldn't tell you.
Tell the other guys what they had to do, man. It was like psychological warfare.
It was.
And whenever you walking out, he would send you out and tell you, hurry up and get out. Get out and leave. And everybody walking in, man, what is talking about? What is talking about? Yeah. Shit. And like if your head's down.
It's the nonverbals. If they come out energetic, hey, you good, don't worry about it. Oh shit, yeah, we straight tonight.
The only thing you gotta say to JD if you know he gonna make it, decline ass, man. What ass we got? Decline.
It's over. It's over.
It's done. I know JD gonna give it to me. He's gonna let the ball go, hit the wall, gonna give me my break that I need. And JD gonna have to leave at some point.
It's over.
He'll just keep on running it up.
The craziest thing is you never know like who's your guy whenever like you know how competitive you are or whenever guys really want to make it and they tell you messing up the whole group, they gonna say, "Hey man, just go ahead and leave." We need you to go, man. You got to go ahead and get out, man. Just leave, man. Well, and come back and do it.
Bird or Tib better not. Coach Thibodeau better not be laughing because as long as he was already on decline, but as soon as we laid on the flat turf, he was out. Cramping up.
Yeah.
Hey, man, I thank y'all All-Americans, man. We got to wrap this up. This one. Hey, we got to do this again. We got to do this again. Part 2? All right, hey, you heard it. Fullback U Part 2 coming up. Appreciate y'all.
Yep.